The storm is raging, winds are howling, trees are falling, the world feels like it's collapsing. But in the heart of that chaos, one candle burns quiet, still, unshaken. That candle can be your mind if you train it. Asterisk, asterisk. You don't need the world to calm down for you to find peace. What you need is a mind strong enough to stay grounded in the storm. In this video, I'll show you 7 timeless Stoic lessons that will teach you how to build that kind of mind, unshakable, disciplined, and deeply calm, no matter what chaos surrounds you. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Don't build your peace on perfection. Most of us aren't broken by tragedies. We're broken by the little things. A message left unread. A glance that felt cold. A plan that fell through. Why? Because deep down, we've tied our peace to one dangerous condition. Everything must go perfectly. This is one of the greatest illusions we've been sold. We believe, I'll be okay when my finances are stable, when everyone treats me right, when nothing goes wrong. But that's not peace. That's emotional dependence dressed up as self-care. Marcus Aurelius, the man who ruled the most powerful empire in the world, faced war, betrayal, loss, and plague. He didn't demand perfection from life. He trained his mind to remain composed within the chaos. True Stoic calm isn't found in the absence of problems. It's found in the presence of perspective. Let me ask you this. What if your day didn't need to go as planned for you to be grounded? What if you could stay centered even when things are unfair, inconvenient, or unpredictable? You can start right now with the tiniest challenges. Someone cuts you off in traffic? Don't react, breathe. A meeting gets cancelled? Good. Practice flexibility. It rains when you've dressed for sunshine. Maybe it's the universe teaching you acceptance. Every disruption is a tiny opportunity to prove your peace isn't fragile. The Stoics practiced something called premeditatio malorum, visualizing what could go wrong, not to scare themselves, but to rehearse emotional resilience. They knew, if your peace only exists when the world behaves, then you'll spend your life in pieces. You don't need a perfect morning. You don't need perfect people. You don't even need the perfect outcome. You need a mind that doesn't crumble when reality does what reality always does: change. Affirmation: my peace does not depend on perfection. Let this become your inner compass. Not because everything will go your way, but because you've learned to be okay, even when it doesn't. Lesson 2. Your mind is not you. Imagine this. If someone followed you around every day whispering, "You're worthless, no one likes you, something bad is about to happen," would you let them live in your house? Of course not. But what if I told you you already do? That toxic voice doesn't come from the outside. It's coming from inside your head. It's your own untrained mind. Here's the trap most people fall into. They believe that every thought they think must be true simply because they thought it. But your brain is not a truth machine. It's a survival machine. It generates thoughts the way your heart pumps blood automatically, constantly, and not always helpfully. The Stoics understood this long before modern psychology did. They didn't try to silence their thoughts. They didn't argue with them. They observed them calmly, critically, objectively. You are not your mind. You are the watcher of your mind. A trained warrior doesn't panic when an alarm sounds. They assess. They respond. You must do the same with your thoughts. So the next time your mind whispers, "I'm not good enough. I'll never get over this. I always screw things up," pause. Ask one simple question. Who said that and where's the proof? You'll find most thoughts have no evidence. They're just echoes from the past, conditioned responses, or worst-case scenarios your brain invented to keep you safe. But safe isn't the same as strong. The Stoics had a practice called objective representation. They stripped drama from their thoughts. Instead of thinking, "My life is falling apart," they would reframe it, "My plans didn't go as expected, that's all." Fact, not fiction. Observation, not obsession. Here's how you begin training your inner gatekeeper. When a thought arises, pause and notice it. Ask if it's helpful or harmful. If it's fear-mongering or self-sabotaging, let it pass like a cloud in the sky. You don't have to fight every thought. You only have to decide which ones deserve your attention. And most of them don't. Affirmation: I am the observer of my thoughts, not their prisoner. Say it out loud. Say it until it becomes instinct. Because once you stop believing every voice in your head, you finally start hearing your own. Lesson 3. Slow down the rhythm of peace. Ever noticed how your mind spins the fastest when you're anxious? Like a storm trapped in a jar, thoughts racing, heart pounding, no stillness in sight. That's no accident. We live in a world that worships speed. Faster replies, quicker wins, instant everything. But your mind wasn't built for that pace. It was built for depth, not for speed. When your mental engine is constantly redlining, peace isn't just hard, it's impossible. Seneca once wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." But sometimes we don't just waste time, we sprint through it so fast we forget to live at all. Here's the truth. Speed is not always progress, and stillness is not always laziness. In fact, stillness, intentional stillness, is where wisdom begins. When was the last time you did something slowly, and I mean truly slowly? Not multitasking, not rushing, just fully present. Let me offer you a challenge, just one simple shift. When you drink your morning coffee, just drink your coffee, taste it, feel the warmth. Don't scroll, don't plan, just be there. When you wash your hands, notice the water, the texture, the motion. When you walk, slow your steps by half. Let the world come into focus again. These are not trivial acts. They're the front lines of your inner discipline. Because peace doesn't wait for you at the finish line. It's not waiting for your next promotion or your next big win. Peace is right here, beneath your feet, hidden in the moments you rush past every day. The Stoics knew that clarity comes when the mind is quiet, not cluttered. That reflection needs silence. That strength is sharpened in stillness. So, slow down. Not because you're lazy, but because you're wise. Not because you want to escape the world, but because you want to truly live in it. Your mind deserves room to breathe. Your soul needs space to feel. And your best self isn't forged in frenzy, it's found in focus. Affirmation: I slow down to take back my peace. Say it, breathe with it, walk with it. Because the moment you slow down, the world stops spinning and you start seeing clearly. Lesson 4. Learn to fail without falling apart. Nobody teaches you how to fail. Not your school. Not your job. Not even your family. We're taught to chase success, avoid mistakes, and fear anything that looks like failure. But here's what the Stoics knew: your relationship with failure determines your destiny. Because here's the truth. You're going to fail. You're going to fall. You're going to make mistakes that hurt, confuse, and challenge everything you believe about yourself. And the question is not if, but how you'll respond when it happens. Epictetus, once a slave who became one of Stoicism's greatest teachers, said, "It's impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Failure humbles us. It burns away ego. It shatters illusions. And if you're brave enough to face it without flinching, it will reforge you. Think of a child learning to walk. They fall, again, and again, and again. But do they call themselves a failure? Do they decide walking just isn't for them? They fall forward. They learn, they adapt, and eventually they rise stronger, steadier. So why do we, as adults, fear falling? Because we've made it personal. We fail once and we label ourselves. I'm not smart enough. I'm not lovable. I'm not meant for this. But what if failure is just data? Not a reflection of your worth, but a message from reality saying, try a different way. Marcus Aurelius said, the obstacle on the path becomes the path. What stands in your way becomes the way. So here's how you build Stoic resilience. 1. Ask the right questions when you fall. What did I learn? How can I grow from this? Would I speak to a friend the way I speak to myself right now? 2. Separate the event from your identity. You failed, but you are not a failure. 3. Turn the pain into purpose. Let the setback refine you, not define you. Every great life is littered with stumbles. Behind every strong mind is a series of hard lessons. Every master was once a disaster. Every Stoic stood where you stand now. Affirmation: my failures are my teachers, not my enemies. Repeat it until it becomes your reflex. Because the moment failure loses its power to break you, you become unstoppable. Lesson 5. Protect your energy like your life depends on it. You wake up with it every day, a full tank of mental and emotional energy. But by noon, it's almost empty. Not because you worked too hard, but because you gave your energy away to all the wrong things. You argued with someone online. You replayed an old conversation in your head. You tried to fix someone who didn't want to be fixed. You let the noise of the world invade the sanctuary of your mind. Seneca once said, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." He wasn't just talking about time, he was talking about energy. Here's the hard truth. Your energy is your most sacred resource. And the Stoics knew that where you spend it determines the quality of your life. We live in a distracted age. You're always on, always available, always reacting. But that's a trap. Because the more you react to everything, the less you choose anything. You can't control what happens outside, but you can control who and what gets your inner power. So here's your new rule. Guard your energy like a gatekeeper protects a fortress. Not every notification deserves your attention. Not every argument deserves your reply. Not every crisis is yours to solve. The Stoics practiced what they called the discipline of action. Only invest effort into what aligns with your values and lies within your control. Everything else, let it pass. Start small. Turn off alerts during deep work. Say no to draining conversations. Spend less time doom, scrolling, and more time in nature. Be brutally honest about what truly nourishes you and what silently drains you. Because here's the truth. Peace isn't just about what you add to your life. It's about what you remove. And when you protect your energy, you reclaim your focus. You become calmer, clearer, more grounded. You stop pouring yourself into 100 places that lead nowhere and start investing in the few that truly matter. Affirmation: I guard my energy and spend it wisely. Repeat it, live it, defend it. Because when you protect your energy, you protect your peace, your power, and your potential. Lesson 6. You don't have to win every argument. Let me ask you this. How many arguments have you won, but still walked away feeling empty? How many people have you proven wrong, only to lose the relationship in the process? We're taught that being right is power, but the Stoics knew a deeper truth. The need to always be right is a sign of inner weakness, not strength. Most people argue to protect their ego, not to seek truth. They want to win, not understand. They want validation, not connection. But here's the cost. Every time you fight to be right, you risk being alone. Marcus Aurelius had the power to silence anyone with a word, yet he chose a different path. He said, "Whenever you want to cheer yourself, think of the virtues of the people around you." Instead of picking them apart, he sought what was worthy in them. You don't need to win every argument. Sometimes the wisest thing you can say is, "I see it differently, but I still respect you." Think about your last conflict. Were you trying to solve a problem or just defend your pride? Would you rather be right or be at peace? Here's what happens when you drop the need to win. Conversations become collaboration, not combat. People actually listen to you because they don't feel attacked. You learn more because you're open instead of defensive. You conserve energy because you're not drained by endless debates. The Stoics practiced something called the discipline of assent. Before agreeing or reacting, they asked, "Is this even worth engaging with?" Because not every disagreement deserves your energy. Try this. When someone disagrees with you, don't interrupt. Ask, "What do you see that I might be missing?" If the conversation gets heated, breathe, anchor yourself. If it's clearly ego versus ego, choose silence over sparring. You're not weak for walking away from an argument. You're wise for choosing your peace over your pride. Affirmation: I choose understanding over winning. Because true strength isn't in overpowering someone, it's in mastering yourself. And when you no longer need to win every argument, you've already won something far greater: your peace. Lesson 7. Live from the inside out, not the outside in. Most people live their entire lives in reverse. They let the outside world dictate their inner world. If the day goes well, they feel good. If someone compliments them, they feel worthy. If they achieve something, they feel confident. But when life doesn't go their way, when plans fail, people disappoint, or recognition doesn't come, they crumble. Why? Because their identity, their peace, and their self-worth were built on things they don't control. The Stoics flipped that formula. They lived from the inside out. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Marcus Aurelius. To live from the inside out means your emotions don't rise and fall with the stock market of external approval. It means your worth isn't borrowed from praise or stolen by criticism. It means you've rooted your sense of self in something no one can touch: your character. When Epictetus said, "No one can harm you without your permission," he wasn't denying pain or injustice. He was revealing this: the most powerful thing in the world is a person who controls how they respond. So what does this look like in real life? Your mood doesn't swing with someone else's attitude. Your confidence doesn't vanish when you make a mistake. Your joy doesn't depend on everything going right. You walk through chaos with calm because your center is internal, not external. This isn't about pretending life doesn't hurt. It's about building a mind strong enough to absorb the hit and stand anyway. It's about knowing who you are before the world tries to tell you. Try this practice. Every morning, anchor yourself in what matters: your values, your principles, your intention. Throughout the day, ask, am I reacting from habit or responding from my core? At night, reflect, did I live according to my standards, or was I chasing someone else's approval? And when the storm hits, and it will, you won't be tossed like a leaf in the wind. You'll be like the oak, steady, rooted, immovable. Affirmation: my strength comes from within, not from my circumstances. Because when you live from the inside out, the world loses its power to control you, and you gain the power to control how you live, no matter what the world throws your way. Conclusion: start today, not someday. You don't need perfect circumstances. You don't need more time. You just need one thing: to start. Right here, right now. Pick one of these 7 lessons. Practice it daily for the next 30 days. Then add the next. and the next. Brick by brick, you're building your inner fortress. Stoicism isn't philosophy for reading. It's philosophy for living. So, are you ready to train? The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Marcus Aurelius. If this video helped, share it with someone who needs peace today. And subscribe to join this journey toward unshakable calm. Drop this in the comments to commit. I'm building my inner fortress.